All right, welcome back, everyone. As always, I would like to introduce a new player for this
Yay!
week. We
As
have
always,
Alex, who is playing Carl, the Dragonborn Paladin,
aka Big
and
ALX24.
yes, was also a streamer. Go check out his channel and his stuff. We have Ben,
Love it.
reprising his role as Ticto Topkeeper, and Edward, the Everflame Niven, played by Brian Ballard. I am Joel, your DM. Brief recap, through a loophole in the agreement between the higher powers of Asmodeus and Nuvariel, our group was able to enter Faerun under the guise of merchants who were bringing very much needed supplies to an ailing population in the city of Malkan, just outside the Iron Citadel, which houses one of the chains. They find themselves, our story finds our adventurers on the steps of the Basilica of the Pointed Horn. And we welcome you to join us on our quest to become Nerds of Legend. Right. As always, before you guys were invited to come inside by the priest Jumaine. Edward, you are still being beseeched by a family for any kind of aid. And you notice a throng of people standing there, paying some exorbitant amounts of money for healing, some not. And but you're ushered inside. They're like, "Yes, come inside. We'll discuss your fee for your services." I. So, what do you guys do?
Well,
Oh, go ahead.
no. I was gonna say, well, Ticto's gonna follow the Domain guy. And...
Yes. Dumaine Ordain, the lavishly dressed High Cleric of Asmodeus, which he is wearing what appears to be leather and black silks with like embroidered what looks like some kind of like rubied symbol, a very thick platinum chain, and just all the priests are dressed rather garishly. So Ticto, you head inside.
Yeah, I'll follow him.
I will be with you shortly. Let me finish tending to these patrons for the moment, and I shall be with you and settle the matter of your payment.
Very well.
Is the guard who was kind of like on our tail last time
Oh
still
no,
watching
no.
us?
Once you hit the steps, he very gruffly, and the one that was kind of like tailing behind him, hoping that they'd be able to, murder you. Once you made it to your destination, they were like, and kind of like went back around their rounds, which is just menacing people and looking like assholes.
Okay. In that case, I would just like to kind of like push past these people, and once I see that like the guy who's supposed to talk to us isn't leaving until like a number of people are like healed in some way, I will offer to kind of like assist him.
How do you go about this?
Because I
remember, there's several other priests out there with him, but he's the only one who seems to be like actively assisting. The others are kind of like waiting with their hand out. So there's a very clear market behavioral difference between these. So you go up to him, or do you
yeah,
just
because
start healing willy nilly?
no, I see that he's not actually going inside until like all these people are like taken care of. So I go up to him and I say,
Yes.
Do you require any assistance?
I mean, it always requires assistance in aiding to the sick and those in need. But what are you talking, and what is your compensation for this?
I believe we are already set to discuss compensation once we are inside. But you
No, that's for the product, for the service. What are you charging the constituents?
What is your going rate?
I mean, it's more of a personal thing. I do it because they are my congregation, but The others, I mean, it's a sliding scale mostly. Like more healing is more money, less healing, less money. Yeah.
Let's just work this out now because I can't really do much with you out here. So I will assist you for the moment. And we'll talk about some sort of compensation later.
Very well.
So I'll just start healing. I mean, some people I'll do like a medicine check if it doesn't look like they're gonna die immediately.
Roll me
but,
4 d20s.
Okay, 4 d20s. You got it.
Yeah.
I should probably do these because they are slightly smaller than the others.
These are just pass or fails, so it's just like death saves. So.
Oh, okay.
Those are for the medicine checks, okay? And then for the healings, you're just going to decide how many versus spell slots that you have, or if you're going to chalice form or whatever you want.
Okay. So that is 5 plus 8, so 13. 13 plus 8, which is 21. 13 plus 8, which is 21. And 3 plus 8, which is 11.
You know, if they're all pass or fails, you could just anything higher than you had to roll a nat 1.
Oh, well, I didn't know if it was like DC 10 or whatnot. So I was
yeah, it was. It was like a death save.
Okay.
Okay. Now I want a perception check. From Ticto, you were inside.
Well, I would say once I realized that we weren't all going.
Whoa!
Oh shit!
That I would have.
Okay.
28.
Your first heal.
I'm not even gonna bother.
Your first heal. You get an eyebrow. You notice, like you're now very aware that you just kind of walked in, and you're healing. How many spell slots do you have for healing?
Well, technically speaking, I've got 4 first level spell spots, and then I can technically upcast. So I could do my 3 second level, my 3 third level, and my 1 fourth level if I really wanted to. Plus, I also have chalice form, so every single one of those I could heal an additional D8 plus my modifier, which is 5.
Okay, so let's just say you notice your very first healing, you notice that all 4 or 5 of the other priests that were out with you, minus the high priest, Dumaine, their eyebrows, they immediately turn and look, and they're like they're waiting for you to get paid, and you didn't get paid, and so then you do another one, and now they're like heavily staring you. Third one, they're laser focused on you. They're like, this motherfucker is cutting into our racket.
Did you bust out chalice for this?
Hold on. On your
I haven't even done that yet.
Yeah.
So on your fourth one, you could tell they're pissed, and you're starting to think, I need to step this up a little bit. And you just like blow your magical wad on the whole thing, heal the whole group, and then you're like, the high priest is like, I assume we're good then for the day.
What I'm going to do specifically is because I realize that like people are starting to get pissed off with me, and like because it looks like everyone is like expecting money, expecting coin or whatnot. What I'm actually going to do after the 4th non-magical heal is I'm going to start like every time I do a magical heal, I'm going to hand the people who I heal like a list of like a parchment sheet and be like, I need this filled out in triplicate. Come back. And like that way it looks like at the very least there's some bureaucracy.
Bureaucracy?
Like, exactly. Yeah. So
okay. We have to see if they're buying your bullshit.
Okay. Do you want me to roll a check for that?
One's eyebrow raised as in like, wait a minute, and the other ones are like, it doesn't look like gold, but we'll take it. So there, 4 are appeased. One is like, bullshit. All right, but
I'm gonna make a note of that guy's face so that I know him for later.
yeah. Well, he's a very he's like an older. You know, like what a seasoned insurance salesman looks like. You know, or like a seasoned, not full finance guy. You know, not like a hedge fund manager, but like a guy who like works at like Merrill Lynch or something like that.
Used
Like
car
they've got
salesman.
the tan skin, their hair's a little slicked back, and they got like a really expensive tie and like an off bracket suit, like that kind of guy.
Used car salesman.
Yeah, kind of, but like one that's really good at what he does. Because like these guys, I mean, they have a
So he's the sales guy at the BMW dealership.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I make a note of Danny DeVito's face, and I move on.
Right. That's perfect. That's what it'll be. We'll call him Danny. Danny hates you.
Got it.
Because you just like cut into their profits.
Yeah, you did. You walk inside, and the high priest walks, and he walks to the back of and he sees there is a he walks right by you guys, walks back to a large, resplendent, like brass dragonborn, and he's whispering in hushed tones to him about what just happened up there, and now he's paying very close attention. He's like, he didn't charge them anything. He's like, he healed the whole lot and didn't charge them a thing. Do you have any idea why this would happen?
They might be weirdos.
They're definitely weirdos. I mean, look at the one back there, and now you see Fodor back there just like taking shit out of his bag and just like eating.
Fodor,
and
should you be?
He pulls one sandwich out that looks like it's got an active mushroom growing out of it. Like it has been in his bag so long, and he just looks at it like,
Fodor? Oh.
You're not my dad. Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah. Within a few minutes, he's very, very green, and I think I'm going to lie down for a little bit. Yeah.
We could probably help that, but nah.
I can't. And I don't know about anyone else, but I've blown my whole load.
TikTok's just like standing there over Fodor, like.
No, they definitely could help it, but they're all pretty much magically tapped out for the day. So.
And also kind of, I'm assuming, at least not charging kind of set that precedent of like, we're not going to get paid by them.
Yeah. You're like, he's probably not going to pay shit. So then the high priest turns around and he's like, comes back to you and he's like, yes, about these items. He looks at the box and goes through it, and it's healing drops and it's, antitoxins. It's just standard, fare for like a care package you're going to give to a sick town. And he rummages through it, and he pulls out a small vial, and on it actually says, for Fodor, he'll need it. And he gives it to Tikto. But he does a quick calculation. He does a quick calculation, and he's like, he looks through the whole list, and he goes, this looks like it's only going to cost me 150 gold. Is that correct? There's far more value in these articles.
Did the letter from Navarian say, or Bob say?
It was a bill of sale, yeah.
Okay. That said what the rate was?
He did say, for what?
For like what these potions, what the rate
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
But he said he did, and that's why he's... do an insight check.
16 plus...
What did you roll?
I roll a 16 flat.
You're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, he seems. The high priest seems shocked because these are clearly items that are much more valuable than what you are asking for. Like one of these potions alone should probably cost that 150, and he's like, I don't know why you're not charging me this much. So he's eyeing you up really hard right now.
You see, our patron heard about the plight
Benefactor.
of benefactor. There's the word. Heard about the plight of the town and wished to provide some assistance at a steep discount. You know, the below market rate, so to speak. You know.
He totally believes you. All right. Now, you see a few of the priests that are walking in, and the one that actively hates Edward, like, is lingering around to hear it. And when he hears you say deep discount, he's like he's not happy. He had a good thing going, and here you guys came in first.
Did I notice?
Let me get a perception check.
Perception is. I need a third screen so I can have the screen up at all times. Perception is 18.
Yes, you notice.
And I look at him and I'm just like, is it not the prerogative of the clergy to provide assistance to those in need?
It is. It's just not common practice.
I see. I look back at the. I just dismissively look away and look back at the guy we're dealing with.
Yeah. He's definitely very. He's like.
I understand now why sickness plagues this village or town.
Yeah, it is a poor village, and sometimes services are hard to procure. But this would be of great aid. What were those papers you were handing out, sir?
Papers?
Yes, he's referring to the paperwork that I was giving the locals. It's merely formality. You know how it is all around here and all that, law and order.
Yes, quite. I thank you for your time and this help. He's gonna ask, for a moment. And he's like, perhaps you should encourage your friend to lie down for a moment.
I look at the vial in my hand. I'm like, no, he needs to learn his lesson. And I put it in my pocket.
Right.
You realize it's just marked Pepto-Bismol, and it's just like...
It literally is.
It's just like pink
he has no
bubblegum.
idea. He rolled a 3. He's walking back over. He's like, Carl. He's now talking to the Dragonborn. He's like, they are unusual. He's like, perhaps you should keep an eye on them and see if they might be of our ilk, if you know what I'm saying.
I'm just standing there petting Birdnacious. It's like,
Yeah.
Okay, Daddy will wake up soon.
Yeah. You guys are on the other side.
Has
So...
also eaten the sandwich, so it's just like...
Oh, good. They're both sick. It's awesome. So while I'm discussing with Carl, he's like, perhaps we found people that might be willing to help our great work.
I will give them a try.
Do you have services you might be able to ask of them? Maybe.
Yeah, we can go and look for the spot.
Brilliant. Yes. And if they don't measure up, you may dispose of them.
Well said.
Yes.
I walk over to them as they're standing there,
petting a giant turkey.
very confused. And so,
I assist.
approaching you, you see a very large, like, dragonborn, just like with full plate armor, just very like ordained, just very like symbols of hammers all over it. And he's sitting there holding a giant warhammer.
I look up to the normal height that I do when like looking at someone at like Edward's height, and then I go,
and you're immediately aroused. End of section.
How may I assist you, sir?
I hear you're somewhat of adventurers. You know, I'm somewhat of an adventurer myself.
We do tend to provide services in dangerous situations. Is that right, Edward?
Well, I used to be an adventurer, but then I took an arrow to the knee.
Don't lie to the man. Yes, what is it? What do you need?
I call bullshit.
I have a quest that I am going on for the church.
I see.
And I hope that you might be able to assist.
I believe we could.
Payment can be arranged as needed. I have plenty, and I open up a small bag that's just like completely filled up with platinum, and I just kind of close it up, and then like tuck it somewhere like very behind the plate and trapped.
Yeah.
You must
Ticto's
be a
eyes go very
accomplished
wide
healer.
for a second. Or like, oh my,
You must
tucked
be a
it
very
right under his...
accomplished healer.
yes,
I have done my fair share.
yes. Well, what is the task that you require us to accomplish? We must assess whether we are capable of performing it.
We're looking for a location, a very sacred location.
I see.
It's said to have special properties that will aid us in our healing.
Can I get an insight check?
Sure.
That's a 5. I buy it.
That would have been cool because it would have worked if it was a 30.
Yeah.
That is correct. That is the purpose.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, I don't know, just like the vague wording I was trapped up by, but I was like, he seems on the up. I believe that we tend to make decisions based off of committee, but
you look over at Fodor, who's like laying in the bed, and he's like, "You are good. Shit."
Your friend is welcome to stay. He will be safe here at the church.
He's like, "Oh, so probably for the best."
Will he? And I look over at Danny. Will he?
He doesn't even respond to you.
No, I'm saying I'm sending a message to Carl.
I look over at Danny and I'm like, and I look back at you. Oh, he will.
Very well. Yes. Well,
Big Carl cuts off Danny's head. You're like, oh wow, shit. Yeah,
for now, we can. Perhaps we can discuss any sort of repayment if we find whatever it is we're looking for. How does that sound to you, Edward? Although, one issue, I believe at the moment that my compatriot has exhausted his abilities, so to speak, for the day. We would require some lodging tonight.
Of course, it is far too late to... and I myself have done my fair share today.
If we are to assist you, then there are certain things that I must know ahead of time. For example, what exactly is it that we are looking for? I need to know because I need to know what spells to prepare in the morning to assist you.
Yes, that would be valuable information to me as well.
We are Go ahead.
I'll answer that one. They don't know. They have been looking for a specific site that they believe will reveal itself by a certain sign. And
Dungeon
so they
delving,
actually
monster
do not
hunting.
have an idea of where it's at. They just know where. They just know the sign they're looking for. This is a true quest of belief. They have they're only going on the symbol they know they're looking for. And so they have been on this quest a number of times.
Okay, so it's a symbol, so more like an item then?
Yeah,
Okay.
Dungeon
but
delving,
it is not.
monster slaying, keep bashing, just something in that general we can work with.
How much do you want me to disclose of your quest right now?
Well, I would say like in that thing.
Do you want me to disclose what the quest is, or do you want to find out through the process?
So
Let me ask this. As the dungeon master, if you
Yes.
can you tell okay, I'm probably just going to prepare both of these just in case. But I'm trying to think of like what would be the best spells to prepare for tomorrow. And so I'm going to probably prepare both locate object to see if I can find the symbol, but I'm also probably going to pack divination.
Okay.
Do I get a sense that either of those would be particularly helpful in this instance?
Divination would. The locate object is not, because you do not know what the object is.
Oh, he can't like show me what the symbol is or something like that?
No.
Okay.
They.
Charlie Boo 66 says, "Hi, Dad. It's me, your actual, so not Charlie."
No. That's Charlie.
Or is it Quinn watching with Charlie?
Probably either or. Okay,
How's it,
so
boys?
what
Hello,
they're
boys.
doing.
Oh, Quinny boy. Hello, Quinny boy.
What they're doing is they are looking for a certain symbol, but due to the nature of the world, they are not going to tell you what it is.
Okay. So divination would be the better of the two.
Yes.
Oh,
Also, Carl, this is the 7th time you have gone on this quest. Okay? You have searched this several times, all in varying directions. And today, your quest is going to be taking you to a lake at the base of the Iron Mountains. Where the Iron Citadel is at the top. You are going towards you've done your prayers, you've done your insight, you're communing with your deity. You have been given the image of a lake. And on the lake is a large island. And that is where you believe you should be headed. All right?
fantastic.
Okay, so what I will do specifically, because I know what I'm going to kind of like prepare for tomorrow, is I'm going to tell this Dragonborn, who I don't believe we ever got the name of. So I'm going to be like, your name, please.
Carl.
Carl. I'm
Height of fantasy names right there. What is your name? I am Carl. Everything about you. Platinum toting dragon. What's your name? Carl. Right. Perfect.
To be fair, I did run this name past a committee of friends last night, and I'm like, what should I name myself for my game? And they're just like, Carl.
Yeah, Carl. That's perfect.
Carl. I am Edward. This is
Oh my God, 2 normal names. I didn't even connect it.
yeah.
Can I call you Ed
Sure.
or Word?
Wow. I did not see you being like, yeah, that's cool.
No, Ed would be fine. I require.
I like look between the two. I'm like, this isn't fair.
I require a 75 gold down deposit for tomorrow.
We can arrange that.
Very good. In that case, I will see you tomorrow. And if you would be so kind as to point me in the direction of chambers that I might rest in.
Right over there, past the pillar, and down the hall to the left.
Very good. Thank you. And I will go off down the hall and to the left.
Yep.
And if
All right.
I was gonna say, if I see Danny, kind of like
You kill it.
looking at me menacingly, I will just kind of like produce flame in my hand, and like I'm not doing it threateningly, but I want him to very much see that like I might not have full capability, but I still have spells that I can do.
Okay.
Just to kind of be like, think twice.
Okay.
What time of day is there or night?
It's
is it?
evening. It's
Evening.
afternoon. Like rolling into like the sun is starting to set.
Carl, is there perhaps access to a library that you have in these premises? I wish to study for the night. Perhaps.
I believe there's a small library downstairs. It doesn't have much, but it has enough.
You know, sometimes you'd be surprised what small libraries can contain. And I would like to go and like see if there's any like interesting like spell tomes or anything until it's time to go to bed.
Okay.
Is there anything in the library?
No, shut up.
Damn it.
There's several things, but nothing that you're going to draw any kind of interest.
Nothing.
You notice?
Nothing of use to me.
It's all cleric magic.
Yeah, you notice a lot of it is divine magic.
Once I find,
but unlike most places, almost all of it is written in Infernal.
I speak it. I read.
Like,
I read
yeah,
it.
but you notice like it's all divine magic. But the thing that does point out that unsettles you is, you know, like how the Catholic Church was predominantly everything was in Latin.
Yeah. So like I'm used to like seeing divine text being like in celestial, you know, but in this case,
and it's
like
all
infernal.
yeah, it's all infernal.
So once I find that there's nothing that I can like really work with magically, could I kind of like look at any sort of like histories to kind of like see what the current, because like obviously they don't know that we're from another world, so I'd like to kind of be able to like, you know, current events or like history or like,
no, but you do find a really interesting book.
Okay.
Called The Terms and Agreements of Healing for Today's Modern Cleric. And it is a voluminous
I'm going to
tome.
consume the shit out of that.
It is a voluminous tome on how much it costs for, like, what the price of healing for a broken finger is versus the regrowth of an amputated limb or the healing of a serious disease versus a minor disease, resurrections, and how you can take parcels of land or personal property and how to assess its value in gold. It is a tome. I mean, it is the most boring read. I would actually like a Constitution check and a Wisdom check at the same time to see if you are able to both stay awake and handle the tedium.
Sandstone is the con.
You're the one reading them to me, man. It's cool.
Oh, I got a 12 con. You said con and then wisdom?
Yes.
Save or just straight?
Yeah, no, they're not saves, they're just checks.
So a 16 con and then a 17 wisdom.
Okay. You are fighting off a fair bit of drowsiness with this one. About a chapter and a half in, when you get into compensation for minor lesions, you start being like, "Oh fuck, this book is terrible. This is the worst book ever." But also, you're starting to get a bit of a headache because you feel like the words are spinning in circles, and you're like, you have this passing thought where you're like, I'd almost rather read the scroll. So
I'm gonna read the scroll. Is there anyone around?
No, you're by yourself. You're the only person in this library. It turns out
I'm gonna read the scroll.
Is not very all right. Let me get a wisdom saving throw.
That is a 13. Not great,
okay.
Not bad.
You whip the scroll out, and in your, bracing yourself for the mental, the mental onslaught, and it's because you remember the searing pain you got when you read it in Eberron, and you open it up, nothing. You just read the same pages that were there. I'm
just like,
yeah, it's just words. Yeah, you still can read, except now it does a page. 6 chains, worlds combine, oblivion, and ancient power, all in there. But now you can make out like the clear lettering of the other spaces that are there.
I would like while I'm
so
doing
you
that,
can
I'm
actually estimate there are 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 missing sections. So you have 4 now. 1, 2, 3. So there's 13 missing sections. So you know that total, you estimate there's about 18. This scroll was torn into 18 pieces.
Can you tell me?
You can't decipher any of them. They're complete blanks, but you can tell where something should go.
But so like 6 chains, is it like 6 chains blank, world combined blank, broken blank?
All right, hold on. It is 6 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 word worlds blank. Chain. 1, 2. Blank, oblivion, and then the very last 2 words, ancient power.
Oblivion, blank, ancient power.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm gonna copy that into like my notebook or whatever, just so that I
know
have
we
it for
watched
future.
you do that. It was very riveting.
Yeah. I'm like, is there anything else I noticed since like now it doesn't give me a headache to like look at the screen?
No, it just is weird. It's like all the juice
words.
came out of it.
Got it.
Yep, they're just words. All right.
So I'm gonna put that away, and then I'm like, well, on that note, going to bed.
Yeah. You also
I put the little vial by Fodor.
You don't have a connection to Watcher at this moment. You cannot feel Watcher's presence. Carl, as you are sleeping for the night, you have a vision that clarifies the name of the place you are going.
Okay.
It says you are going to be looking for the Marsh of Chelimbor. That is the name, and it gives you very clear. There's a land bridge going to an island that is the direction you are supposed to be going.
Okay. I awake.
To be fair, hold on. Right here, this is what you see. This exact image.
I know where we must go.
Do you see it?
Watch. Ooh. Marsh of Chellambor.
Yeah. You guys are here. There's the Grey Cloak Hills, and then this is the Iron Hills and the Iron Citadel.
Uh-huh.
In this area here.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
And the vision, thankfully, is taking you close by to this area. Sorry, I need to go here. Here. So this is where you are at currently. So thankfully, it's not a long distance.
Uh-huh.
Yes, the last Carl, you were very grateful because the last vision took you all the way several days travel north of Baldur's Gate. All right.
Okay. I am going. Yeah. So bedtime.
Yep. All of you sleep rather well. Edward, you have fitful dreams of them not filling out their paperwork in their entirety, and you having to chase down a number of people to get a signature on subsection B on form 3592A. And you wake up with a sense of regret of why did you do this, because now you're never going to get the premiums paid.
I mean, in complete fairness, I did it because people were watching me, and I figured that, like, if I wasn't doing something that, like...
Oh, I'm aware.
Yeah.
I'm aware. But now the sinking bureaucracy of a lawful evil domain is sinking into your subconscious.
Oh, okay. Got it.
You're like, now I'll never... Then you wake up, you're like, oh, why do I care?
That's fair.
You wake up, Fodor is still green. He has got a very large bucket by the side of his bed that it looks like he has vomited up every single sandwich he has ever eaten in the entirety of his life. And every so often you'll see a very annoyed acolyte walk by and like press to digitate the bucket and be like, ugh, and keep moving.
Did he drink the vial?
No, you didn't give it to him.
I said I gave it to him. I said I put it by his head on the way to bed.
Did you tell him, or was he passed out?
He was passed out.
Then why would he drink it? He just ate a sandwich and it's caused horrible nausea. Why would he just drink random vials?
He'll figure it out eventually. This is just what he gets for eating rotten food.
Fodor, I don't wish to alarm you, Fodor, but you're turning green. Are you sure that this isn't some sort of one-tea nonsense?
One-tea! He's trying to get the angry panic, but he doesn't have a lot of juice left in him. So you see him like feebly raise his fist and be like, "What? One-tea?"
That vial.
And then he passes out.
That vial over there. It looks like the color you used to be. Perhaps if you drank that.
He'll feebly go over and drink it, and it does. He then passes back out. He is still green, but he looks like he's like a little bit less green. This is not a magical potion, you realize. This is just a concoction for food poisoning that'll probably hold him over for a little bit.
Yeah.
As you're leaving, Dumaine watches this interaction and whispers to Carl, "One of those guys might be evil." I'm just saying like that. Just say.
By the way, can I borrow 50 gold? Or 60 gold?
60 gold? Why? I mean,
I said
You wanted a down payment. I have 15.
Yeah, just get it out of the... You know that really... What's that? What's his name? Danny. Take it out of his box.
Got it.
I fucking hate that guy.
Dude's a dick.
He's an asshole. Anyways, I'm sorry. Hold on, they're coming. Yes. Are you prepared for your quest?
I am. You have what I asked for.
One moment, please. And I like walk over and just kind of like You hear some noises like behind like a wall. I come back. I'm like, I have what you ask, and you see, I'm sitting there holding a small bag.
Very good. I'm going to need a couple other mundane items, if you do not mind. I will need a holy symbol of your god. I will need incense. I will need at least, and I kind of like run through my list of like ritual needs.
Okay.
So,
Carl, this is difficult for you. He's asking for a holy symbol of your god.
I go in the back and I get a picture of a hammer thing, and I like take something else and like wrap it in it, and then I yell out, "How many incense?"
and I will kind of like look over my list, and I will shout back to him the appropriate amount.
And I'm assuming like 5, 10,
Yeah,
whatever. I just grab a couple incense.
You got incense for days. Like that shit's like it's everywhere. You don't need to worry about it. Like you have literally rooms full of it.
So I grab some of that and I come out and I'm like, I hope these will do.
Yes, everything looks fine. And then I will start like arranging everything. I'll start like drawing out like chalk circles, lighting the incense. Like I'll take like some, because I'm assuming that there's like some sort of like foliage outside or something, like some trees ish. It's a small town. I don't imagine like everything is paved over and stuff like that.
For clarification, Carl, did you just say yes or no to this one? Did you give him did you give him the information to your god?
I gave him everything that he asked for.
Okay, copy that. You can just text me what that is to let me know, or just do it. But
it really doesn't so much.
Oh no, it matters. It matters in this one.
Okay.
Would it
It matters
be
very much
better
in this
if we went to a more natural area for you to perform this ritual, Edward?
No, it
Perhaps
really
outside of
doesn't
town.
matter. It doesn't really matter where I'm doing it. I mean, if we want to move this, then I haven't cast the spell yet, so it's technically possible. It really depends on our guests.
I do know roughly where we're going.
Yeah.
If that helps.
Perhaps the ritual would perform better if we got to the vicinity.
Sure, why not?
Okay. All right. As you guys, you're getting ready. You're putting all your stuff. Dumaine goes back up to Carl, and he's like, "Do you have an idea where the location is this time?"
I had a vision. This one felt different.
What? Which one? Where did it show you?
The marshes.
Oh, it's nearby.
Yes.
He's it's like, the Dawn Father smiles upon us this day. He's like, perhaps we can. And then as he says the Dawn Father, he like glances around. He's like, perhaps we can get our great work underway. Finally.
It will be done.
He hands you. He goes, you have the item, and you're going to make sure that you have a very small. It's like a tube that's covered in runes, and it's very small.
No.
It's roughly about maybe 5 inches long, 2 inches in diameter, and it fits neatly in a little pouch that you have made in your breast. He's like, guard it, for this is the completion of the first stage of our great work. Because the Dawn Father's face will shine upon all of us soon. And then he's like, may the light keep you. And he leaves, and he's like, right, he's like, and the blessings of the Lord Asmodeus protect you from all that would harm you. Unduly, lest ye earn it, as is the path of the word and stuff. Um,
Ticto like watches on and like listens, and his eye twitches a little bit, just like.
Is there any chance that
hey, 2, he did not notice.
Damn it.
Is there any chance that I was able to overhear what they were whispering about?
Zero chance. Like they make sure to have they have done this for a long time. I mean, you can roll a perception check, but you're gonna need to hit over 20.
That's actually possible for me.
I know it's possible with everybody.
All right, here we go. Oh,
Not this
16,
time.
So no,
no dice.
I was only 4 away, so that wasn't bad.
All right. So it's a warm day. You guys step out. You have your provisions. You have food. You have a little bit more coin than you had before.
Well, Edward does. Ticto didn't ask for any.
You got 150 gold, but
shit.
that's not your coin.
That's not my coin, so it
Yeah.
doesn't count.
And Carl, you have an unusual bounce in your step because this is, well, for one, super close, and you're super excited. As you get outside, you see the town in its similar, like, dried, like, somber ways. The overcast, it's a brighter day, but it's still got this, like, ominous loom to it. Like, it's not like a cheery, bright day. But, I mean, it's pleasant overall. You still see the devils walking up and down, and, you can't tell which one was the one that gave you shit, because to be honest, they all
I was about
look
to
the
ask
same.
if I can see the one that gave us shit earlier, because I was
No,
gonna blow
they
a
all-
kiss at him.
they all kind of look the same. Like, you can't really tell the difference between, chain devils. They're all the same to you.
Racist.
Yeah, that's what it is. They all look the same. But the town is quietly going about their business. You do see an oddly patterned cat leaping from like the top of the rooftops, looking down. And as you're seeing it, a couple people look up and like are riveted in like awe and terror at the same time. As this cat with like these weird patterns flicks its tail and like one of the guards just falls down dead. And then you think you hear in your brain this like chuckle. And then the cat disappears.
I would say, is it paying attention to... okay, never mind.
No, absolutely not. It gives no shits what you're doing.
It just murdered someone.
Yeah. And there's people like just terrified, and they're like, you hear people rumble. They're like, Mr. Whiskers is moving among us. And then he's gone, and the whole town breathes a collective sigh of relief. Carl, you are familiar with this. Mr. Whiskers is a chaos god that comes in and just does whatever the fuck it feels like. And apparently today was to kill a guard because it made it feel good. And then he just disappeared.
I loot the guard.
Huh?
I loot the guard.
All right, you guys go over, and
I ain't doing that.
there are several other guards standing around him, like so. You're gonna try to get into these like 3 other guards who are like.
I walk over there as well.
They're like, "What do you want?"
You dare talk to me, a man of God?
They're like, "Right." So what I meant to say was, "What is it you want?" There, that sounds better.
I believe this man had some forms on him yesterday. I just need to check the body.
I need a deception check.
Okay.
They're going to be like, they look at Carl and they're like, "Who is this man and what do you mean forms?"
It's none of your business and you should get out of here.
This is highly irregular. Let me get an intimidation check from you.
All right, hold on.
One's staring pretty hard at Ticto, and he's like, I think I know you.
17
I'm just like,
for intimidation.
17.
And I got 16.
Oh, wow. They all rolled 18, 18, and 20. They're like, we'll stay here and watch to make sure everything's in order, if you don't mind, sir.
I don't mind. But will our God?
Let me get another intimidation check with advantage.
Says if you wouldn't mind.
21.
Evidently, they all shit their pants. I got a 5, a 10, and then like a 19. So like one is like, yeah, well, I've just got work over here to do. Anyways,
the one that remembers Ticto is still like really wanting
yeah,
to
he's
stick
like,
around.
he's sitting there and he's like, well, what about this weird little gnome you have going on?
I
And then
didn't do
you look at
anything.
him, little bit of fire burbles out your nose, and he's like, I've got work to do over here. So
Just like Ticto just waggles his eyebrows.
yeah. So you're looking for forms.
I mean, I'm actually looking to see what all he has on him. All
right. All right, you find that he's got a lot of weird stuff on him. He's got a dagger that is made out of a black steel. You don't really know what it does. It feels gross to touch. Like, I know you're not good and you're not evil, but so it does. If you were like if Ticto touched it, he'd be like, no, you can keep it. But you're just unsettled by it. You're gonna have to identify this.
Okay. Pocket that.
Yeah. You're gonna find a pouch with 300 gold pieces in it.
Pocket that.
And then you are going to find another pouch with 5 coins in it that seem to have different faces on them. And they are incredibly unsettling for you to hold on to. And they seem to hum a little bit with energy. You have 5 soul coins.
Ticto's just like looking and he's just like, this feels weird.
Yeah. And then you also have the chain that is attached to his body that you are able to remove, and it moves around of its own volition.
Huh. Chain devil chain.
Yeah. It doesn't work as a weapon, but you can tell it to go grab things. I'm just cutting to the middleman. Like, you could cut the chain off and then be like, hook yourself up there. And it'll be like, all right.
Mm-hmm. Are you about finished, Edward? I believe that's enough attention for the day.
Mm-hmm. But
really
as
must
you're
be going.
searching, it starts to, like, melt. So, you, like, that's all you're able to grab. He has got a lot more stuff, but you're like, fuck, I need to move faster with these things. When it leaves, it does lead a belt.
Oh, okay.
One, the last thing you missed, it looked like a regular belt, but it is unscathed and undamaged, and you're suspecting quite magical, but you don't know what it is.
So I'll look to my compatriots, and very performatively, I'll say, "My God, this man is dead." Well then, gentlemen, I suppose we'll be off.
Very well.
No.
Lead the way, Carl.
All right. You have 2 items that need to be identified.
Yep.
All right.
I presume we head in the direction of the marsh.
Yes. It is now clear as you get outside of town that that was built into the side of the mountain, of the Iron Mountains. You could see the citadel up on the top, and you could see the the now familiar shape of the giant chains that one link, two links, and then the third link, like every other one you see, is like fading into like just nothingness, but it's fading into the dimension where Thera's Dune is kept chained.
I believe I
and
have realized what my fee shall be, Carl.
Yes.
I would wish to approach that. And I point at the chain.
This is a weird request for you because nobody goes near that chain. They fucking hate it.
Why would you want to go near the chain?
Also, the guardian of the chain, whose name is Franklin, since we're going with normal names, that's making me super happy, is an absolute fucking nightmare.
You don't want to deal with Franklin. No one likes Franklin. No one.
Yeah.
I would like to talk to Franklin.
And
I'm just gonna stare.
Let me get a wisdom check from you, Carl.
A wisdom check?
Yes. Or saving throw. Let's do a saving throw.
Saving throw? Okay. That's a little bit better.
Yeah.
17.
Okay. Just talking about Franklin makes your whole body like, ugh. Yeah, like, but you're able to like keep it in to where you just like inwardly shudder. So you're just like, ugh, I hate that thing. All right.
I would like to speak to Franklin.
Well, that makes one of us.
That is my price.
All right.
You are welcome to,
New day.
but I will not.
Very well.
So, all right. So, as you're coming down the mountains, you see, it's clear. It's a pleasant. The clouds kind of break over the, and you get some like diluted sunlight. Actually, once you get outside of the town, it's like the cloud cover and like the ominous, like gloominess of the town seems to be diminished, like centralized totally over the town, like maybe a little bit to the outskirts, but once you are actually outside of the town proper and in the wilderness, like it's like the sun was like, oh, I can still do shit. And so like it's a little bit brighter. You guys feel a little bit more pep in your step. Carl, it literally warms you to the bones. Like you feel like rejuvenated by this. And you guys are walking for a while, and then you hear. Let me get a perception check from anybody who's actually paying attention.
14.
19.
Okay.
Fucking druids and their fucking wisdom
Yeah.
shit.
Edward, you are, as you're walking, you're taking in the fact that this is the first time you've seen any like growth, any wildlife. Like you've been in Faerun for a grand total of like one day, and all you've seen was like dirt, grime, devils, and like misery. And you're taking in the grind, and you notice a very large rumbling sound. And you just happen to look up in time to see that you guys are walking in the path of a small family. Like it looks like two and maybe like a younger one of very large owl bears who are in the process of like stalking like a deer. But because your perception check was high enough, you were able to see before you like actually like broke into what they were doing.
Wait. Shh. That creature over there.
What the fuck?
The fuck is that? It's like an owl's a bear.
We call those
Yeah,
bear owls.
it's the weirdest thing. Well, Carl, you know what this is. You've seen one of these before.
Yeah,
But,
I didn't know what the proper name is.
yeah.
We call them bear owls.
Bear owls? Nice. Edward and Ticto, you have never seen such a weird thing. Also, Watcher's back.
Ah. Hello.
Watcher's
there,
like,
my
what the fuck is it?
They're called
He's
bear
very
owls.
loud about it too. He's not. Once you got out
I
of the
like
city
pinch his-
limits,
I
they're-
like pinch his beak. I'm like, shh, shh, shh.
he's like, what the fuck is it?
I believe it's called a bear owl.
He looks. He's like,
Quietly.
he's gonna stare at it a little bit, and he's gonna look at the face and be like, that is the most beautiful animal I've ever seen in the entirety of my life.
I'm right here.
I'm just saying, if I was bigger, I'd I'd ask it how it's doing.
Good for you. I agree. That seems like that it makes sense as an assessment from you.
I mean, yeah, I mean, look at its face. That's majestic. I mean, the rest of its body leaves a little to be desired, but I mean, that
Needs
face.
some wings or something. I agree.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Everything needs wings, but
Watcher, do you want a way to impress this bear owl?
no, I feel we have more pressing going on. This whole fucking world smells.
Are you
It stinks.
sure?
I can't even go in some of the places. But I think we're getting off track here. But
Watcher.
I'm just gonna sit there and think of days where I'm bigger.
Look,
Watcher.
Watcher, if you want a great way to impress this bear owl, you should go to tabletoploot.com. There you can get any sweet set of dice.
That's hands
do you
down
have to
your
do?
best skill yet.
What do you
Ticto's
have
like,
to do in order to get such a sweet set of dice?
Apparently, you just log on to this interweb. You type in tabletoploot.com, and then you can go there and use the promo code NOL15 to get 15% off any sweet set of dice that you want. In fact,
That's
you can
fantastic
even-
because I don't have a lot of money that I want to spend.
Well, then you're in luck because if you actually spend
idiots.
$25, you can actually get the sweet set of dice delivered to your door. 4 sets minimum, plus cool sweet shit.
Did I just?
I'm gonna be 100% honest. All of those words you say sound absolutely riveting, and I will remember them. But I don't see how they're gonna help me woo this sweet owl bear.
It will certainly be impressive. because
Edward,
I
are you
shouldn't have
having a
exist.
stroke or am I?
Perhaps both.
Yes.
That was fantastic. That was your best shill as of right now. Fucking, I was like caught 100% off guard with it. I'm like, oh, he's gonna say actual things. Nope.
No.
Anyway,
Well, we skipped our break, so I had to,
Yeah, we 100% forgot. Like,
Okay, go on.
Watcher, Ixnay on the other world's way, Earl's way.
let me get an intelligence from you, Carl. An intelligence check from you, Carl.
That'll be
Okay.
great.
19, actually.
Oh, fuck.
No.
All right. You 100% pick up on the fact that he just mentioned other worlds.
Wait. Y'all ain't from around here?
I mean, have you ever seen a gnome in this area?
I mean,
history check.
yes.
Yeah, you've seen a shitload of them.
How about a half elf?
Also, shitload of them. So yes, Carl, you are not impressed by gnomes or half elves. You have seen tons of them.
So, other world. Is that like a different plane?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank God. Anyway,
We don't like motherfucking snakes on our plane.
Which
I can't with you right now.
I'm
Like
just gonna look. I'm gonna look.
you are all retards.
Are we by our? No, I mean like I'm honestly like character knowledge. Like I'm just gonna look at him. Which god?
The
You're
one true
going to
god.
need an insight check on this one, Carl. Towards Picto.
7.
All right. Well, you got to interpret that how you want it. Do you want to take it as?
He's gonna assume distrust just because of where he's at.
Okay.
The one true god.
I'm gonna look at Edward and be like, "What do you think? This seems."
Picto, he hasn't asked us to sign a contract. He hasn't done anything particularly overtly evil in front of us.
Yes.
Chances are, of
what
course,
if I
likely-
told you that if we came from a place where Asmodeus was not in charge?
Doesn't exist. He's in charge everywhere.
What if I told you that's not the case?
Well, Ticto, we don't actually need to say where we're from. We only need to say what we're trying to do.
We're trying.
He's like, fucking Eberron! I knew it! It's real!
I'm just gonna point to that. We are here because that chain is in danger on other planes.
And frankly, it doesn't matter, good sir, if you know that we are looking to observe the chain or not, because in truth, we are kind of wishing to speak with this Asmodeus anyway. So if you do worship him, and he can somehow see through you, then it really wouldn't matter. It's more or less just, a formality.
We can't talk about this much more, but I will say I did give you my god symbol.
I look at it.
I begin walking towards the march and just leaving you guys standing there if you're coming or not.
Okay, well, he gave you a image of the hammer wrapped up in something.
Okay, so do I think that from what I've heard of Asmodeus that this would actually be Asmodeus' symbol, or do I?
No, but you know it's one of the reigning gods. You know it's the symbol of
the hammer is the symbol of
Piotr, one of the accepted gods, the one of the three that destroyed. And you just witnessed Mr. Whiskers walk around and willy-nilly kill something, which you also know is par for his course.
Okay.
So you do know enough from the story that but Nuvariel has told you, or Bob has told you, that that's probably the symbol of Piotr, which means he's under Asmodeus, but still one of the accepted deities.
Look at the cloth.
I look at the cloth.
First off, let me get an Arcana check from you.
I'm gonna cast guidance on myself if you don't mind.
No, that's we don't use magic here. That's dumb.
Oh, hey, all right.
My.
So does that count as a natural 20 then?
I was gonna ask.
No.
Does that count?
Okay, it's a total of 21. I normally suck at intelligence checks, so
Okay.
really uncanny for me.
Yeah, it's an Arcana check. So you don't know exactly what this is, what the symbol is. You haven't seen it, but you love it. You love the feel of it. You love the warm energy that comes from it. Looking at this symbol makes you I kind of all about this. It makes the little druid part of you kind of like sing.
Could I get a perception if there's a difference between the hammer on the symbol that he gave and the hammer the hammers that he wears?
They're the same. You don't need a perception. They 100% match.
Okay. Just curious.
But Edward, you cannot stop wondering why such a radically different, why this was wrapped in, why he put this in there. What's the purpose of the sun wrapped in the hammer?
Oh, the sun. Okay. I didn't realize there was a sun symbol on the cloth.
Yeah, no, he wrapped the hammer symbol in the sun.
I'll be straight with you, Carl. The reason that I needed your holy symbol is that we're about to either talk to your god or a servant of your god.
Yes.
I normally cannot do this because, well, my god is not from this plane, and therefore I don't believe that my god would be able to answer.
Well, if you want to talk to Asmodeus, the hammer he is one of the acolytes of Asmodeus. He works for him.
But do you have faith in this hammer?
He is a god.
Deception check. I need a deception from you and a perception from whoever. Who is this?
I'm paying attention to this because
Okay.
Ticto has not been able, like, even when he was looking at the histories, has not been able to get good.
Fuck!
Yep, 15.
28?
I mean, I rolled a nat
Deception.
5.
74. No. Can you beat that?
My roll was a 15.
Okay. It's Edward. He starts saying these words. You're like, I fucking know double speak. You're like, I can tell somebody who's deliberately dodging a question. Fuck you. I know. So
Good, I am half fey. That will not work with me.
yeah. No, it's not even like lightly. Like, it's like because I'm gonna go with the natural 20. It would be like if he's like, yes, I hate books, and he's like reading. Like he is 100%. It is so fucking obvious. He might as well be. This lie is like a child covered with chocolate saying they didn't eat your candy. You know, so you're picking up on it, and you just like you're like bullshit. Like you're not even like waiting.
Then I suppose we'll use the sun.
So you just look, kind of roll your eyes, and you're like, right, son, it is. Like, all right.
So when we get to where we're going, I don't know if we're gonna continue to role play this out.
You can do whatever you want. Like I have this.
I was assuming we were walking this entire time, by the way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any reaction to him saying, so I suppose we'll use the sun?
I just bite my tongue, pretty much. Like
Let me get a performance check from you.
$14.
I mean, that's all right. All right. Perception check from the other two. If you were higher, like, fucking Edward, 39.
I got a 15.
That's a 25 for me.
All right. Well, fucking Edward's killing it today. Apparently, no intrigue in this one.
I come from Eberron. This
You've
is what
got
I do.
a little, like, as soon as he says, we'll use the sun, like, a little part of you, Carl, is like, yes, you will. Like, you get a little smile. Edward, you catch that shit quick. You catch it as soon as he says it. Like, you are like Carl, you are ecstatic. You found people that understand, that are not, but you're, like, holding it in pretty well.
Just
But a little smile sneaks out, and Edward catches it.
Just an aside, welcome, Namsel. Good to see you.
Welcome. So yeah, I go ahead and I'm not actually going to acknowledge it. I'm just gonna like keep it under the radar and kind of
Okay.
like, let it fly.
All right. So you guys walk in quiet. Like Edward, you're very invested into what's going on. Ticto, you're a little bit invested, but you're not as aware as Edward. Like Edward's picking up stuff that you're missing. Carl, you are thinking this is way more fortuitous than you could have ever hoped for. You feel like you are on the right path. You got your first vision. You've had somebody who's like, you don't follow Asmodeus. That's fucking great. You know, like you're like feeling a level of positivity towards this that you've never thought you would, that you haven't felt in a long time since you found that you were inducted into the order by Dumaine all those years ago. So we come to the marsh of Selimbor, and it's a large lake. Nothing really extravagant about it. It's a peaceful lake with a long inlet going to a large island in the center of it. It is here where you decide the ritual must be cast.
We have arrived.
Very good. Then break out 25 of the gold that I asked to bring. That I asked you to bring, and I will start setting up the ritual circles.
My mojo's not cheap, bitches.
It does have a cost to it, yes.
All right.
Pull out 25 gold.
Set it in the center of the circle with this cloth.
I place it.
What do you do with the hammer image?
Oh, if we're not using it, then I just kind of like toss it over my shoulder or like into the woods.
Okay, then.
Ticto yeets it into the lake.
It got tossed into the woods. You went and recovered it? Because then we're going to have to take a side adventure, and why you have to fight owl bears.
I caught it with a mage hand and yeeted it into the lake.
Oh, okay. That's what happened. I feel that's too much that's too much redoing. All right, continue.
I will go ahead and I will start breaking out the incense, and I will cast, prepare the magic circles and whatnot. And then just before the ritual is complete, I will actually set the disc that I have that when light shines through it, like displays like, the universe kind of like right there, just beneath the sun. So kind of like you get a nice effect coming from it.
Okay.
And I look to our new friend Carl and I say, you'll probably need to do the talking on this one. I first and foremost don't know much about your god, so it's probably best if you address it.
By the light.
You may ask a single question concerning our goal. It can be any question you want, but be prepared to interpret it. And I go ahead and I cast the ritual for divination.
And so you get, I believe, a question. Am I correct?
That is correct. Our Carl can ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity that is supposed to occur within 7 days. The DM offers a truthful reply.
Yep, I got it.
Yep.
I've got the spell pulled up. So, all right, Carl.
By the light. Have we found the spot to a single question. Is this the spot where you want your deeds done to plant the tree?
Nothing happened for a moment. And then you see like a beam of sunlight break through a particularly thick cloud. But unlike a regular beam, it breaks and then it curves off and it takes the form of an eagle and it flies directly to the dead center of the little island and it lands on the ground. And it just sits there.
I believe you have your answer. Shall we?
Yep. To the land bridge.
Yeah, it's just so
I have to mention Dor. How far away is the island?
it's a pretty big lake, probably about 500 feet.
Never mind.
Yeah. As you get to the area, you notice a large number of glyphs start lighting up on the side. Do any of you read Celestial?
Oh, wait. Nope.
Okay.
I do speak Gnomish.
Yeah, no. So you get in there and Watcher is sitting on your hat. And he's like, not gonna lie, kind of love everything about what's happening right now. And another glyph appears, and each time he's like, this is great.
That might be it seems like it might be a breath of fresh air for you, Watcher. Can you tell us about what you're seeing?
Ticto, you are disoriented. Edward, you are equally disoriented.
Okay.
Ticto, you have no sense of what time it is. That certainty of what time is that you've had your entire, like ever since you practiced chronomancy, is like cut off. Watcher seems a little bit more robust, a little bit more solid. Carl, you are not affected. But you feel the light of your God, your true God, like well up in you. Edward, you feel a loss of your connection with nature. Let me get an Arcana check from the two magic users.
Okay. This is also going to be terrible, but yep. Okay, that's yours too. Yep, that tracks.
Arcana check.
Yes.
That's a dirty 20.
That's 7.
You feel awkward. You feel gross. You feel disconnected. You feel you have no connection to your magic.
Me?
All of you.
Okay.
Except for celestial-based magic.
Gotcha.
And as you move around, you notice these runes are on rhythmic pillars around this entire island. It is and you realize very quickly this is a warded island against anything that is not of celestial origin. And it is an ancient island. And the form of the eagle is still resting in a clearing in the middle of the island.
Carl? I don't think I can go on there. You proceed.
I know what I must do now.
Yeah. As you step closer, the eagle transforms into a large, ancient being. You've seen this. It has the body of a lion and the head of a woman. And it's massive. And it asks you, whom do you serve and what brings you to this location?
Just for clarification, I am going with him, but what I will do is I will assume the starry dragon form, so I'm a little bit more...
You cannot.
Oh, I can not?
Is it a celestial base form? Is it celestial magic, or is it a druid ability?
I mean, obviously, I am a druid. It is part of my druid thing. Yeah, but it is more... Okay.
You have 0... That makes you very uncomfortable.
Okay.
I think we're meant to take part in this, Edward. Let us sit back.
I pull off.
They still ask you, what is your purpose, and what is your purpose here?
Me or I guess for all of us.
We're not there.
Oh, the whole group.
So we are here, and I
she looks
pull
at
off.
You. Okay.
And you see the hammer, and I'm just pulling off a sleeve, and underneath there's actually bits of the sun symbol.
Okay.
We are here on behalf of Peller to assist with his work.
She nods at you and she stares at you, and you feel this burning sense come into your, but it's warm, it's comfortable. Yeah. You feel the penetrating gaze come into you. And she says, "Your heart is pure. You may pass." And then she looks at the two of you.
I wish to preserve the chains that bind Theris Dune.
And what purpose do you have in this sacred spot?
I believe that this may hold the key to preserving that chain.
She's going to look at you and say, "Your belief is not yet formed. It is merely a concept in your mind. Your heart wavers on your path.
I do not.
You may not pass."
I have no interest in faith. I only wish to preserve life.
And she repeats exactly what she just said. It's like you have no certainty in your path.
Well, yeah, because I have no idea what the fuck I need to do to accomplish that mission.
Right. Roll for initiative. You want to fight a Sphinx?
I don't want to fight a Sphinx. I was just iterating what
yes
my thoughts
She will stand up and
Okay. Fine.
Oh. Then perhaps this journey is not for you. And then she turns to Edward and she's like, "What is your purpose?"
Was just commissioned to help this servant of your god.
She will sit there and think and go, "Your heart is also not in this. This journey is not for you."
No shit.
She chuckles to herself and she chuckles to herself a little bit. And she's like, "I feel this one walks the path of wisdom."
It is my highest goal.
And then she will position herself in front of the two of you, and then turn her head to Carl and go, "Do what you must." She goes, "The journey is yours to complete, yours alone."
I walk to the center of the island,
Mm-hmm.
and I pull out of a pouch a long tube.
Mm-hmm.
Open it up. Take with my hand. Scoop. Bit of dirt. Take the contents of the tube. put it in said hole and cover it.
It is
patting it very sensually.
It is you step back and it's like sunlight concentrates on this one spot. And it's like somebody has taken all the sunlight in the area. It's still very bright, but like taken a whole bunch of it, smashed it into the exact diameter of this tiny little sapling. And it focuses directly on it. And you see the trees, the leaves of the young sun tree sapling, the symbol of Pelor, who has not been seen on, this tree has not grown in the open of Faerun for 4,000 years. And you see the leaves open up. And one new leaf grow and open as the tree roots to its new location and takes to its surrounding. And you feel the celestial energies like magnify, and this place is filled with the warmth of Pelor. And that is where we're going to end for tonight.
I was going to like look at the things. I was like, you just didn't want me to come any closer to that? Why didn't you just say so? Like, I get it.
She's like, it's not my job to be direct.
Well,
all right. Well, I thank everyone for joining you. Unfortunately, we are short on time. Yeah. And look forward to you guys joining us next week.
Thanks, everyone that tuned in to watch. And remember...
Don't forget to like us on both our YouTube page and also follow us on social media. Subscribe if you haven't already, and follow us here on Twitch so that you know when we're going live.
Absolutely. Also, Alex, plug your channel. What do you got?
I am a variety streamer. We have a podcast that I'm attempting to kind of do. Usually do that on Mondays. It's called Anything Goes, and do it through my channel, the Big Alex 24. And I also play a bunch of random games. And just for random fun, where can I go if I really want some cool dice?
If you really want some cool dice, you can go to Tabletop Loot, or there's still that particular campaign going on right now for if you want the brand new set from Q Workshop's RPG Icons. That is here. If you want to pre-order
I have to go, so I will see you guys next week.
We'll see you later, Joel.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Just trying to copy that into the thing before we take us offline. Yep. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you again next week. Remember to follow us if you haven't already.
Thanks very much. Bye.
Bye.